Hello, my name is Andy and I am the creator of The Right Twin. It's a boys love romantic comedy on Webtoon and webcomics. I made this little speed draw of my two characters on a date at the beach, and I thought I would overlay it with some reflections that I have as a BL comic artist. Now, speaking of BL, let's address the elephant in the room. It has quite a bad rep on some corners of the internet, and the main complaint is that it's very dominated by women. Now, I had someone come into one of my live on TikTok and ask why there's so many cis hetero women in the genre. This question has problems on two fronts. One is that it assumes I identify as a cis het woman, which I don't. And the other, which is a bigger, more meta problem, I think, is that it assumes that, given that the genre is about men in relationships, it's bad that it's dominated by women. Answering this question, I had to think about why it was that I got into BL in the first place. And, this is a very personal experience. I grew up in a very patriarchal environment and experienced a lot of trauma as a child that involved men. When I discovered gay fan fiction as a young teen, it was a very liberating experience because it was a way for me to explore and understand masculinity and men and malehood in a way that was removed from my own personal experience and removed from me, like I wasn't part of the equation. It felt a lot safer for me, given my own personal experiences of what I was going through at that point in time, to engage with that material rather than hetero material and even sapphic material. So I think, complaining about BL as something that is female dominated, I think people need to examine where that is coming from. Like, it seems very gatekeeping. It's very jarring and inconsistent with the notion that the LGBT community is meant to be this open and safe space for people to explore sexuality and gender and make sense of their own personal experiences. I'm not saying there isn't any problematic content in the genre. There absolutely are. But the problem is that there are problematic content in any genre that we should all be addressing and being more responsible about. Complaining that BL is female dominated and hence problematic really oversimplifies the problem and detracts from the real question, which is how do you make sure that the content is healthy, it doesn't create bad representation of already marginalized people. I think that responsible creation and responsible consumption of media requires more analytical thinking than simply what is the gender of the creator. So that's it. That's my little rant. If you want to engage in a discussion, feel free to leave a comment. Just remember, on the other side of the screen are real life people. Okay, see ya.